Alright, what's up all? Welcome back to the channel. So I started working on the bike and I totally forgot to start filming. So I'm filming. What am I doing to the K67? Well, I have ordered a Brentoon oil pan because my wife is she's a little vertically challenged and we keep hitting the oil pan. So far I had to replace the cap already, but we keep hitting stuff, so I have decided to spend, I think they're on sale now, I think they're $899, but realistically by the time you add in shipping and tax and everything, that's about 900 and, well actually it's over 1,000. If you get one of the, if you know someone with a code, then I think it's like 938, but just under 1,000, something to that effect. Anyways, so I'll be like somewhat documenting this to kind of see like the stock versus the OEM, or the, what the hell am I talking about? Stock versus Brentoon. Boy, I tell you what. And then I do have an Alpha Racing gasket here to just make things easier, because I do not feel like messing around with Honda Bond or any of that sticky stuff. It's just easier to just do a gasket. But what I think this is going to entail is essentially, you see I got the fairings taken off, so I believe I'm probably gonna have to take the entire exhaust off too. And so what comes with that is there is not a lot of space in here, and I really hated even installing this. So exhaust gaskets, I replaced those already. I got an oil pan gasket, and then I ordered the screws because we know BMW loved this one-time use screw nonsense. And I'm hoping that I can move the radiator and such forward, because I really don't want to have to drain all of this out and then purchase more engine ice. So I'm gonna see if I can stick my hand in there, or at a minimum, maybe disconnect the oil cooler, because I'm gonna change the oil, so it's all good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably change the oil soon, even though this oil, as you can see, is really, really clean. This oil probably has a couple of 100 miles on it, if that. So, but the reason for that is because we are tired of hitting this. I couldn't even get this on my lift because of how low the bike sits. So in order for her to enjoy the bike, well, gotta spend some money. I think right now I'm probably at $1,100 to $1,200 to get everything. I'm just waiting for stuff to come in. So anybody who wants to do this, at a minimum, you're probably gonna be at $1,000 through $1,200. And then if you're not mechanically inclined, you got to pay somebody to do it. And I don't know what they charge, but I know my local BMW charges at about $160 an hour. And I know to take this exhaust off and do all, it's at least 3 to 4 hours worth of work. So anyway, I'm rambling on, but this is where I'm at right now. And then any other thing that I do, I'll try to kind of show it. That way, if someone else wants to swap their pan or something like that, they can potentially do it themselves. So, all right, let's go. It's crazy. The 7100 looks brand new. There's no metal shavings on this. I just changed the oil on this thing. So crazy. Oh well. Oh well. Now some people do not change this washer. For me, I changed the washer, even though it looks like it's barely used. But I bought a bunch of them. I forget how much they cost, but do yourself a favor, just buy another washer. this sucks. I always put some type of anti-seize, or I had gasket maker in there, like the stuff that Brock sends you, but every time I gotta take one of these off, it sucks. But it's a good opportunity to wipe it off. I'll probably come back and clean it, but for now, you can see that it has been scraped a couple of times by my significant other. So my partner in crime is just, it's too short. But I'd rather it hit the exhaust than the oil pan. So almost there. Now I know this is probably not going to work, but what I'm trying to do is somehow get the exhaust off without having to take all this stuff off. Now, I think if I can get these two off, I might be able to put my hand in there and get like number 2, at least the further bolt on number 2 off, and then go to the other side and squeeze in there and get it. And if I can, then that means I don't have to start moving all of this stuff. If not, then I'm gonna be mad. And for the sake of me cursing and not being demonetized, I'm not certain I'm gonna video that, because my hands, it's just so confined in there. So but I did start working on this one, so at least this one I had access to this one, so it's all good. But now I gotta find something short enough to get into here, and I don't know if that's gonna work. So all right. All right, so I managed to squeeze my hand in there and somehow got the first ones loose. So not too mad about that, not too shabby. But how I'm gonna get the other side, I'm not sure yet. And I used some unchoice words. So yeah, man, that's all that is. Get the exhaust off. If I cannot get the other side off like this, then the other option is loosen up the radiator and the oil cooler, kind of pull this forward, maybe take off the front fender, pull everything forward, and then I'll have more clearance to try to stick my hand in there. The fan is on that side, so I know I probably won't have a lot of room. So I may end up having to do that anyways, if you see how confined that is. So, yeah. All right, so quickly, now this side is gonna be more difficult, but I may still be able to get in there. It's gonna be harder. If I'm able to get that off on the other side, then I might be able to stick something in here or stick it through here under. It'll take a while, but I'll be able to get it off, hopefully. The only thing is that fan is in the way, so. I'm gonna try it though. I got the other side off. And that opens up some space, so I can get this filter off. And do not forget to change the gaskets, even though these gaskets are new, because I swapped them when I put the exhaust on. Still, I order some more. So I did get it off. I was thinking to myself, some of you might ask, why am I trying to get the whole thing off versus this? Well, this is not like CT Mag quality, Akrapovic quality, so these flanges, they bend very, very easily. And as you can see, just to get it on, just like all the exhausts, whenever I take a Brock's exhaust off, I have to try to get it off, and then I'll put it inside of the vise and then try to bend this back straight. So now this is so bent and flimsy that they don't want to come off. So now I got to fight that off in a confined space. So at least the big part is off. So yeah, at least I have access to the oil pan. And that's the most important. That's what I'm taking off. Yeah. Oh, man. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the threads, but I mean, this sucks. All of that hard work, and now hopefully this will be okay. It's just crazy. It's probably messing up the fucking threads. But there's no other way to get this shit off. So as you can see, just to get it on, this is what happens. So when you go to put this back on, don't even attempt to put it back on like this. You have to bend it back. So you gotta somehow get this off, put it in a vise or something, and just kinda bend it to try to make it straight, because this is very, I'm assuming this is aluminum or something, but this is cheap. And I probably can't get I might be able to get some in there and pry that. I might be able to pry that a little bit. Yeah, probably not. Well, maybe. Just gotta be careful, because, you know, motor's aluminum. Maybe I can shimmy it off or something. An exhaust flange should not be this freaking difficult to get off. This is crazy. But I didn't want to wait for the CT Mag. It was a 2 or 3 month wait, so, and the pentacarbon is black, so I said black. But I love Brock's exhaust, but this is I don't appreciate this. I don't necessarily have to take it off, but because it's probably going to be hard to get it back on, especially in this. I wonder if I just really don't want to bang on that, but that sucks because it's bent. Yeah, see, at this time when I got exhaust off, this is when you start thinking to yourself, like, do I really want to put this exhaust back on? I mean, I bought it. It's $2,000, so I paid for it, but this really sucks. I don't want to. Here's some light taps or something. Maybe they'll move. Almost there. Almost there. Then I'm gonna have to thread something on here to make sure that it's all good to come back on. So the nuts on the on the header studs, so we'll see. Or some of the studs, but I think I might be able to. This is crazy. Maybe I can. Yeah, I don't. It's almost there too, but I don't. Because these things bend as soon as you put them on. So it's crazy how I thought I wouldn't have the space to get in here to get the actual exhaust off, and that's not the case. But what I'll do is I'll take sandpaper or something, and I'll sand all of this down, sand the inside down, and put some more gasket maker in it or anti-seize and call it a day. For right now, and I'm gonna have to beat this off because this is hard to get off once it's on and heat has run through it, so yeah. Anyways, this is, I guess, the easy part because I still got to get the pan off, so yeah. And my battery's about to die, so I'll be back. All right, well, I decided to leave that one on for now since it's so freaking bent that it doesn't want to come off. I'll just change the other gaskets and hopefully that's cool. If not, then I'll do what I can to get it off. But so far, now I'm gonna just drop the oil filter and get the rest of the oil out of there, and I'm gonna call it a day. That's really about it. Yep, I got the best tool known to man. Look how clean the oil is. Freaking waste. Maybe one day I'll actually pay for the tools to take these things off and put them on. But it gets the job done. Anyways, part 2 will be whenever I feel like getting back to this. But so far we're making some good headway. The oil pan should be here tomorrow. And then, like I said, I'm waiting on bolts, exhaust gaskets, and that's it. So what I can do is take one of these bolts out of here, or take all the bolts out of here, and then go to the hardware store and get steel. And actually that's what I wanted to do, but I had already ordered the bolts. If you're not like trying to do any racing or do max weight loss and all of that, steel bolts are awesome, because whenever you gotta take your pan off and clean it, that sort of thing, you don't have to worry about buying a $5 bolt or $3 bolt or $4 bolt or however much these things cost. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, part 2 will be up soon.